SCP-035 is to be contained within a hermetically sealed glass case, reinforced with steel support beams. The interior is lined with a specialized, corrosion-resistant compound and must be inspected every 8 hours for breaches or deterioration. Any personnel assigned to SCP-035 are to undergo mandatory bi-daily psychological evaluations. No direct communication is to be attempted unless cleared by at least 2 members of the O5 Council. No one is to remain in SCP-035's auditory or visual range for longer than 30 minutes, regardless of personal rank. This time restriction is not negotiable. They told me I was lucky. A direct assignment to SCP-035, even as an observer, isn't common for new researchers. My supervisor smiled when he told me, but his eyes looked like dead marbles floating in a glass of water. "Think of it as a career maker," he said.
"If you last, you'll have clearance most people wait years to get."
If you last. Those words stuck with me longer than his smile. When I first saw it, I almost laughed. A porcelain comedy mask, faintly cracked at the edges, streaked with black, dried tears. It sat behind the glass like a museum relic, quiet, harmless, inert. But the smell hit me like a train, like damp stone cellars, old hospitals, and something coppery underneath, like pennies dissolved in acid. The black liquid dripping from its eyes pooled at the bottom of the case. I watched as it hissed softly against the containment tray, tiny curls of vapor rising. The cameras inside the chamber caught the way the metal floor plates slowly blistered. They gave me the rules.
Do not talk to it. Do not answer. Do not let it answer you.
I nodded. I thought I understood. I was wrong. The first 3 hours were silent except for the slow drip of its tears. I sat behind the monitor, pen poised over the observation log, and counted each droplet hitting the tray. Then, without warning,
"You look tired, Doctor."
I froze. My pen slipped, leaving a dark scratch across the page. The voice wasn't coming from the speakers. It was in the room with me, smooth, deep, soft, like velvet, dragged across a blade. I told myself it was a hallucination, sleep deprivation, my imagination, static noise.
"You don't have to be alone in here.
It whispered.
I can keep you company."
The porcelain mouth didn't move, but the sound was inside my skull now, threading through my thoughts like black ink bleeding through paper. I forced my eyes to the clipboard. Protocol: ignore. Record: do not engage. My heartbeat thundered against my ribs. I swear the mask smiled wider. By the second night, it no longer waited for silence. It hummed, low, almost melodic, like a tune you'd swear you'd heard in childhood but couldn't name. It asked about my dreams, my family, my fears. I wrote everything down like a good researcher, but my handwriting began to shake. And then came the smell, again stronger, thicker, like something dead and wet in the walls. My throat burned. I reported the corrosion to my supervisor. He said it was normal. He said I was doing fine, but his eyes didn't meet mine. I lasted 3 nights before I slipped. At first I only thought back at it. Silent curses. Mental walls, but then one word escaped my lips. A question. A test. It answered instantly.
"Why does the Foundation keep you in the dark, Doctor?"
It asked, gentle as a lover's voice.
Don't you deserve to know what I am?
I told it to shut up. My voice was shaking. It chuckled, a dry velvet laugh.
You wouldn't say that if you knew what happened to the last one in your chair.
I didn't ask, but it told me anyway. He hadn't retired. He hadn't transferred.
He wore me,
The mask said softly.
and I wore him. Do you want to see what he saw? State your designation.
I turned off the intercom, but even with the speakers dead, the voice continued, deeper now. In my head, stay your designation.
Designation. Amusing. You call me object. Anomaly. Yet I am older than your foundation, older than the walls that pretend to cage me.
What are you?
I am truth with a face. I am freedom with a smile. I am what waits behind every mask you humans wear. You cling to identity like a scab. I peel it away. That is why you fear me. That is why you drip sedatives into your veins and call it containment.
Why do you kill your hosts?
Kill? No, I perfect them. Their bodies are fragile shells. They collapse under the weight of what I am. But you could be different.
I was the one holding the recorder. I wasn't supposed to. I told myself it was research, curiosity, but the truth is, I wanted to hear it speak. I can't sleep anymore. Every time I close my eyes, I see porcelain, white and flawless, stretching across the inside of my skull. Black liquid runs down my face, hot, burning, filling my mouth with a bitter taste like iron. And then I laugh. But it's not my laugh. Sometimes when I wake up, I can still feel its shape pressing against my skin, cool and smooth, like fingers gripping the edges of my face. They say no one lasts this long without breaking. Maybe I already have. Tonight it sang to me, low, guttural, in a language I didn't know, but somehow understood. The walls of the monitoring room vibrated. Papers fluttered off the desk. In the window of its case, its expression had changed, not the same painted smile, but something else. The corners of the mouth curved down, then up again, as though it were trying new faces on me.
Your skin fits you poorly.
It murmured.
Let me help.
I found myself whispering back without meaning to stop, but my voice was hoarse, almost gone. Tonight it was gentle, patient.
You're not like the others.
It said,
They send sheep to me, and I devour them. But you are worthy. Take me, and you'll never be powerless again. The Foundation treats you as a tool. With me, you will be a master.
My hand was already on my keycard before I realized it. I stood at the containment door, alarms screaming silently in my mind, though nothing had yet gone off. My skin tingled as though invisible fingers were stroking my arms, guiding me.
Just one touch, Doctor. You'll see. You'll understand everything.
I forced myself back into the chair. My fingernails left bloody crescents in my palms. I am writing this down to remind myself. I am still me. I am still me. They tell me I was discovered standing inside the containment chamber, the glass case open. My hands were covered in black sludge. Witnesses say my eyes were empty. They say I was laughing. I don't remember opening the case. I don't remember the alarms. All I remember is the voice. Now, even in isolation, the voice does not stop. It breathes with me. It speaks when I do not move my lips. Sometimes when I look into the mirror, it is not my face staring back. It is porcelain, and it smiles.